What's up, everyone? Drunken Phoenix here. So welcome back to another episode of us leaving with our heads a little bit higher and feeling a little bit better about ourselves. I'm doing TikTok reactions to people talking about credit card debt and just, I guess, debt in general. And although we all make, dumb financial decisions, I know I have, and I'm sure you all have too. But fortunately for us, at least I know for me and hopefully you all too, our mistakes were not as bad as the people in these videos. My mind is always, blown by the debt that these people have. And not just the amount of debt that they have, but the mindset behind it of how people just spend money on things that they just know they can't afford. And they just do it so recklessly with no type of plan or end goal in mind, just accumulating a lot of debt and a lot of interest and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I want to go ahead and get started with this. So let's start with this first lady.
I made expenses because I got paid today and I realized that I have officially hit $30,000 in credit card debt, and that is insane and unacceptable. And so I did a deep dive to find out how I actually got worse and worse into debt when this is something I've been focusing on for 6 months. Before you come for me, this comes from a completely separate bank account. I had no idea. I would tell myself, okay, I'm not going to spend, and then very easily fall back into a poor spending habit. Whatever I want, I buy it. I also make money on TikTok Shop, and so I was rationalizing in my head every time I wanted something on TikTok Shop that I could sell it on here. I make about $1,000 a month on TikTok Shop, and I'm spending about $1,000 a month on TikTok Shop, which is insane. I also buy from boutiques, and I drop $100 here and there and here and there without thought. June is going to be a no spend month for me, and I'm really excited to see how hard it is, but I really want to do this.
Is it a small wedding, big wedding? Have we paid for it?
Okay, so just some of my thoughts on what she said. I think that's the classic one of people just spending money recklessly and using their credit cards because, hey, it's like buy now, pay later. I don't want to touch my cash, but let's just use a credit card. Just beware of that type of pattern or mindset. If that's you, you might want to think twice, or else you might find yourselves $30,000 in debt. Yeah, not too much more to say about that. Just be aware of your spending and don't maybe have a certain amount of items that you like if you're buying something for leisure, like she said, she goes on TikTok Shop a lot to buy things or go to different boutiques. Maybe have a limit. Maybe just instead of going to the TikTok Shop like 5 times a month or 6 times a month, maybe just go once or twice. You don't gotta have everything at once. Just say, okay, this is a nice little cute little dresser or nightstand. Let's get this. Okay, and that's my purchase for the month. So just be cautious of reckless spending.
It's a mid-size wedding, I think.
Okay, cost?
12,000. I put it on a credit card.
The whole thing?
Yeah, there's a couple more expenses that need to be paid for.
Yeah.
So like the cake, and we're gonna add some guests, and that will cost more money.
How many people are going to this thing?
70?
And what's the household debt number?
35,000?
Yeah, 87,741.
You're kidding.
Nope.
What?
I still want to go to Japan after the wedding.
How? You can't even cash flow a single cent of your wedding. How are you gonna cash flow Japan?
We can just open up a new credit card.
That's not cash flowing it, you dumb
We're not opening
planning.
another card.
It's planning.
You better not.
The credit card grows.
Grows?
Yeah, it's like they give you more money to use it. I'm not crazy. That's a thing.
I didn't know we could
are you
do a
talking
personal
about your limit going up?
Yes, absolutely.
But this is more ability for you to get more debt.
Okay, so I might be in the minority here. I always felt like these big weddings are kind of I don't want to say scam, but a waste of money. I think the older I get, I think more and more that if I do get married, I'll probably be one of those people that just go to the courthouse and not have a ceremony. Maybe it would be nice. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will have a ceremony, but I won't be thousands of dollars in debt because of it. You know what I'm saying? All I can say is I hope they stay together. They better not get a damn divorce. That's all I can say. Hope make that wedding worth it. You don't want, because the last thing you want is to be divorced but still in debt from a wedding that didn't work.
These are 3 companies that will sue you so quick and send you a summons if you go into a derogatory state with them. So starting at number 3 is going to be Citibank. Citibank does not play when it comes to the debt that you owe them. If you owe Citibank a debt, best believe they're going to do everything in their power to get that money back. And that could be sending you a summons in hopes you don't respond. That way they can garnish your wages. Number 2 is Discover. Discover will also send you a summons if you have an unpaid debt with them. Discover has a very strong legal team, and they will too send you a summons in hopes that you don't answer so that they can garnish your wages as well. They will try to get their money back, and Discover goes to extreme measures to try to do that. Number 1 is American Express. If you owe American Express money, they will go through extreme measures to try to get that money back. So Citibank, Discover, and American Express do not play when it comes to the money that is owed to them.
So I added this video because I was thinking, I never heard of this type of stuff, and I was like, how bad does the country have to be to where credit cards are suing their clients now? You know, I mean, I get it. They have to get their money back, you know, and a lot of people do a lot of crazy spending, and it seems like there's a common trend of people just not paying their credit cards or not giving a damn. But I just never knew this. I never knew that they send summons and, you know, can garnish. I knew the garnishment of wages could happen, but I don't know. I just didn't know this was a whole thing, you know, because there's another video I included in this compilation where someone was being sued by a creditor. Yeah, so please just pay your debt. Please, I mean, at the very least, pay the minimum payment. I mean, do whatever you need to do to not get sued. Like, what are you guys doing? Not my viewers, but just the people that are just making dumb decisions.
They will do the most to try to get that money back, and that will be taking the money from your paycheck, just snatching it out so that they can get paid back. If you have defaulted with any of the 3, make sure you work it out with them. That way they don't snatch it out of your paycheck.
Get ready with me to go and get sued. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting at my house when a lovely police officer came over and served me papers and let me know that I was being sued and had to make an appearance in court. I'm like, okay, this is a prank. I'm actually being sued. Come to find out, I am being sued for a credit card that I had when I was like 18 years old, 6 or 7 years ago. And these heifers are suing me all this time later, but let me explain. So when I was a struggling college student, I was going to school probably 35 hours a week and then working on the days that I didn't have school. So I took out a credit card to help me pay for food and gas and things. And then life happened. I've had 2 kids since then. This credit card is literally in my maiden name. And I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. I forgot that this credit card even existed. I just completely forgot about it and stopped making payments on it. I am aware that this is 100% my fault. But hey, we've all been young and dumb before. Lordy Morty, I think even at 26 or almost 26, I'm still young and dumb. So if you are a struggling college student or struggling in general and you decide you want to borrow some money, this is your sign to always pay it back, because one way or another, those crazy little sneaky little brown nosers are going to catch up to you. They're going to expect you to pay up. Y'all say a little prayer for me and the rest of the courtroom, because something comes over me sometimes and it makes me cry for no reason. So let's hope that I don't start bawling my eyes out in front of everybody. Wish me luck.
My only comment for that video is, can you imagine having a credit card, spending money on that credit card, having a balance on that credit card, and then just forgetting about it, forgetting that the credit card existed? Sometimes I think us people that are like on top of things, sometimes maybe are we just doing something wrong? Like, my life would be so much easier if I just didn't worry about shit like that. Like, who forgets about a credit card? Because they have to email you your monthly statement, or I mean, how do you just forget that? Like, anyway.
Are my coping mechanism.
But that is not working because you can't afford to live and you're in 75,000 hours of debt. This is dumb.
Yeah.
This is dumb. Why possibly is a concert more important than your future? More important than existing? Opening a new line in order to go around is more important than you having any kind of debt. What's your retirement at?
0.
Yeah, exactly. So what the is wrong with you? Come on.
I have a list, but I think it's because I know I could die any day, and I decide I want to live.
Congratulations.
I want to celebrate.
But you won't know you had a good time if you're dead because you're dead. So it doesn't matter.
But while I'm
So let's go off the statistical likelihood that you're going to be around for quite a few decades left. Huh? Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah.
At least 40 years.
maybe not. But festival life's where it's at. I've been doing it for like 20 years almost, so.
Yeah, but let's bet on the next 40. And listen, if you're out of credit card debt, and we actually just did a little bit of investment, 2 years of our time, of a little bit of struggle to pay off debt, another 2 years maybe to get through a degree and double our income, boom, your life has changed. You can go to every festival without destroying your life while also having retirement. So when you're retired, you're not working, you can even go to more festivals. But instead, you're only choosing the let's just fuck around right now because we might be dead tomorrow. You won't know that you missed a festival because you're dead. You won't know that you missed a rave because you're dead. You won't know that you sacrificed for the future because you're dead. So bet on the statistical likelihood that you will be here.
Yeah, but at least I know that I have went.
No, you won't. You're dead.
Okay, so I included that video because, for those of you all that don't know, I am a raver. I love music festivals. That's one of my, that's one of the things that I tend to splurge on within reason. I think, let me just say, $75,000 in rave debt, that's wow to me. I don't know what festivals was she going to and how many. The most expensive one that I can think of, at least in the States, EDC Vegas. That's one I've been to, and that trip for me cost a total of $3,000, and that's something I did last year and this year, but that's like once a year. So that's like one big festival that costs a bit much, but like how many has she been going to, and does she get? If she's one of those people that just get the whole VIP every time, like those people kill me. But anyway. Clearly, she can't afford it, so she should probably tone it down a little bit. But I do agree with, and this may not be the popular opinion, but I do agree that people should enjoy their lives. And, of course, a budget. Of course, don't go into debt for something. If my rule is, if you're trying to buy something, if you can't pay for it twice with cash, like if you don't have enough cash to pay for it twice, then you probably shouldn't buy it. That's always been one of my rules. Like anytime I got a car, like whenever I purchase a car, I always see, because I like to see what my rule is. Could I pay this car off in full if I needed to? You know what I'm saying? So just be reasonable with your spending, knowing your limits, knowing how to budget, knowing determining whether or not your payments, whether it's a credit card payment or whatever payments you're making, do you have enough money to make your payment? Okay, because it seems like a lot of people are just buying stuff and not having enough money for their payments. They just get things repo. But but I do advocate for spending on yourself, spending on fun, because we could die tomorrow. We don't know when we're going to die, and I think one of the best things that we can do for ourselves is to live in the moment and enjoy the moment and just live a very joyous life doing the things that we love. I think that's very important. And I will say, as a raver, raves are magical. It's like, some of you guys may not understand, but it's like our moment to just escape, a lot of the harsh, or like a lot of the, life isn't bad, but just escape some of the stresses of life, I should say, and just being able to just vibe to the music and feel everyone's energy, and usually the production is really good, the pyrotechnics and everything. So it's definitely a magical moment. At the same time, you can't go in thousands of dollars in debt for raving. you know, you gotta be reasonable. Go to a show instead. Maybe go, like, I think a lot of major cities have like a certain EDM club that might be popular, you know. Maybe consider living in Florida. You know, I live in Florida and the rave scene is really big here. Like, especially in the Tampa, Orlando, and Miami areas, there's always some type of EDM show, whether it's house music you like or techno. I love techno. Drum and bass, or even the dubstep people. I don't know how you guys listen to that crap. But yeah, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But yeah, so just be smart, don't be dumb, but still do enjoy life. Spend money on the luxuries in life or things that you enjoy, but within reason. You know, let's do at the very least. I think this is good advice. You know, I'm making this up as I go along, but I think when it comes to pleasure and like things like raving or things that you enjoy doing, maybe challenge yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to use my credit card for this. I'm going to use my cash for this, because being in credit card debt like that's not good. Next video.
For the last 18 years, I'm planning on going on a vacation, but I am a month away from getting a repo. The only vacation you should be planning is vacation your ass to work, right? Because there's no way that you're planning on a vacation and you are behind in your bills. How does that make financial sense? Why are we wasting more money when we don't have money? Like, this is the stuff that I don't get what people doing. People get so offended. Like, I don't get it.
I've paid off over $4,000.
I feel that was like similar to the rave thing. Like, you know, have your fun, go on vacation, but take care of your priorities first and make sure that you have enough money for it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just have terminal cancer or you know you're gonna die soon, don't take that vacation if you know you have something about to be repossessed soon. You know, unless you're about to die, unless you really do have some terminal illness and you know you just want to YOLO. You know, but other than that, take care of your bills first before you go on vacation.
And credit card debt in the past 3 months, and my boyfriend looked at me and was like, well, what the fuck did you even buy? Like, to be having all this debt, like, what did you even buy? And I didn't even have a response. Like, I literally was sitting there racking my brain, like, what did I actually spend over $4,000? What did I actually spend over $4,000 on? And it's just like, the fact that nothing even jumps out to me tells me that I didn't need to be buying any of those things in the first place. So if you're in a position right now where you're buying shit just for like the moment of like, what is that called? Like the instant gratification. If you're just buying shit for the sake of buying shit, when you're in debt a couple months from now and you don't even remember what it is you bought because it was that insignificant and it didn't affect your life, you're really going to feel like an idiot. So I don't know who needs to hear this. Just stop with the buying, because a few months from now, you're not even going to remember why the fuck you're even in debt.
Why does everyone have so much money?
Here's the issue. Being in credit card debt, being financially responsible with a high-paying job, or having generational wealth and having your parents pay for everything, it all looks the same. So it looks like everyone has money. But in reality, it could just be credit/debt. It could be some people aren't struggling. That is the reality. Some people are okay. Or some people just have a way better support system than you. So like, the problem is it all looks the same. And if you're just sitting there looking at everything and being like, wow, everyone has money when you're struggling, like that is the problem. So don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Do your own thing.
Okay, and yeah, I'm going to end with this video. So yeah, you know, I think this is just a good lesson to live within your means. Like I said, I know my viewers, we're good. Like, if you're here, you are already financially responsible, and we're just, you know, getting here to have an ego boost, you know. But, you know, we all have those people in our lives that we know are not good with money. So share this video with them. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.